All right, so Al has set us up with this deck called Crunberries, uh, which is pretty interesting. First off, thank you, Al, for the deck donation. Really appreciate it. So we're looking here at this sort of Naya it's like an initiative deck, right? You've got Seasoned Dungeoneer, you've got Undermountain Adventure, you got Caves of Chaos Adventure as well. So you got all three of the Naya big boys for getting the initiative. But then you've got some fun cards like the Comet Stellar Pup, fourth Aerolingus, of course. A lot of this deck I think is going to roll off of Malevolent Rumble. I like Malevolent Rumble as a great sort of selection card, but also offering a little bit of ramp. We've got Spirit Guides here and Chrome Moxes. So with Malevolent Rumble, you're getting like a turn 3 initiative creature, which is pretty cool. We're rocking 4 Pyrogoyfs, which love that. We've got Fable of Mirror Breaker. We've got Touch the Spirit Realm. Wild choice. I love that. And then, of course, we're playing, we're an Ancient Tomb deck, What else are you going to do in a deck like this? You need to be rampant. You need to be getting in early, getting, hitting that 2 to 3 extra mana by turn 3 situation so that you can drop down a turn 4 bomb. And then, of course, the extra mana can be used with fourth Aerolingus later in the game to create even more advantage. So, this looks interesting. Let's see what we're looking at in the board here. Blood Moons, Clarion Conquerors, Rest in Peace, Thorn of Amethyst, okay, another Touch of Spirit Realm, and Wrath of the Skies. Yeah, I mean, I think this is an incredibly fair deck. It'll be interesting to see how this works in the current meta. So, let's get into some games and see what we're doing here. This episode of Eternal Durdles is sponsored by Cardmill, the first automated scanner and sorter built specifically for trading card game players. With its intentionally compact design, Cardmill uses AI-powered recognition to identify each card and sync inventory with real-time pricing, batching up to 300 cards at a time by name, set, color, or type. Collection data is securely stored in the Cardmill network, giving players full access to their cards through an easy-to-use web portal. Cardmill supports Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Flesh and Blood, Disney Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, and many more to come. Created by software engineer and longtime Magic the Gathering player Jonathan Dumanis, Cardmill launches on July 22nd on Kickstarter with early bird pricing starting at $350. Backers receive lifetime access to all software updates and new features. Go to cardmill.com to learn more and reserve your path to the future of card sorting. All right, we are on the play. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're looking at... we're going to cast them. The question is, we're going to cast them early, and the answer is no. Al, first time seeing this deck, I think we need to mulligan here. I think you'll agree with me. So let's mulligan this. This is better. It's not great, but it's better. But let's get rid of the Cavern of Souls, because that's not really doing anything for us right here. And we're going to keep. So let's get rid of the Cavern of Souls. And we can start with an Arid Mesa into a pass. Right? So your opponent's doing here. And we can use this to look at our opponent's hand, name a card, and make it harder for them to cast it. And then the activated abilities cost more too. All right, what do we got going on here? Polluted Delta into Underground Sea. Thoughtseize. Woof, brutal. I think they'll take the Anointed Peacekeeper. Wow, Malevolent Rumble. Wild choice. Okay, I kind of dig that. Okay, now, great. We're going to crack this. Probably for a Savannah. Do Savannah. Let's do this. I'm sure they probably have A days, which is rough for us, but when you're living that life, okay. Interesting. Choose name any card. Activate abilities with source with the chosen name. Cost 2 more. Let's say Wasteland. I think we say Wasteland here. Protect our land, right? And then we'll play our boy Comet next turn. They can shield, or we'll play Seasoned Dungeoneer next turn. Yep. Okay, here comes Seasoned Dungeoneer. Sick. Yeah, we'll do that. We're gonna say human, I guess. Could we say warrior? What is the other card types of this thing called? Let's find out real fast. Just in case the Undercity Dungeoneer thing is a warrior too. It'll pay off. It'll pay us to know that. Let's look real fast. Also a warrior. And Caves of Chaos Venture is a barbarian. So we're gonna go with warrior. We're gonna make some warrior mana. There we go. We have the initiative and we won. All right. Well, I'll take it. Okay. Now we could be sneaky and rock Blood Moons. Interesting. So, Clarion Conquers, interesting, but not really going to do it for us. Man, I guess let's play a couple of Thorns and a couple of Blood Moons and just see how that works out for us. We're going to take, I don't think Fourth Aerlingus is where we need to be specifically. And probably Lightning Bolt doesn't really do anything for us. And we'll remove one Voice of Victory and one Malevolent Rumble, and we'll just go like that. Okay. Looking at a Archon of Emeria on turn 1. That's interesting. Okay. I think smart play here is to play around days. Sweet. Okay. So let's play an Ancient Tomb. We'll play a right. Let's just be the beatdown deck, right? Play that and that. Okay, we're gonna now if they have a daze, we get to just chuck a Simian Spirit Guide, and we're feeling good about that. Force of Will. Nothing we can do about a Force of Will, and we'll pass turn. But we 2-for-1 them, so that is something. I mean, hey, I could play a Simian Spirit Guide and start attacking. If I really have to. Up the Beanstalk. Okay. All right. Untap. Right. Let's put a Taiga into play. We will play the Anointed Peacekeeper. Wow. 2 Force of Wills. Didn't love to see that. But, okay. Well, here we go. Opponent plays a Brainstorm. About to get Simian Spirit Guide beat down. It's going to happen. You have all the land we'll ever need. Thoughtseize. All right. Let's draw something good. Voice of Victory. I'll play a land. The Voice of Victory. We go. You got another way to stop me? Okay. Hedge Maze. Sure. Okay. Well, we've got a guy on the board. We've got some pressure. Now my opponent has to remove this. Another up the Beanstalk. Brutal. And probably killing this. Yeah, Fatal Push. Okay. Untap. We'll just keep slamming bombs. Let's play this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Emeria Archon. Okay. I can only cast 1 spell a turn. Don't love that. But what are we drawing here? Nice. Yeah, I'll play that. Cast that. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Bye. And we'll attack. Because why not, right? Okay. It's one way to do it. Paying costs for Ponder. Okay. You got it. I like how straightforward this deck is. Play dudes, smash face. Nice and smooth. Opponent shuffled their library. Love to see that. It means they're searching. Trying to find something. Sick. Let's play an Undermountain dude here, right? Get it. We'll go get a forest, I suppose. Yeah, and we got there. Okay. Well, won that first one pretty handily. When you're playing against a fair deck, the fair deck tends to win. So that's nice. Finding the right high-end cards for legacy, vintage, pre-modern, or old-school Magic can be challenging. That's where friends 3-for-1 trading come in.
3-for-1 Trading is buying all Magic the Gathering singles and entire collections, big and small. They're one of the top trading card game traders, buying way over 1 million Magic cards a year, and they are more than happy to make you an offer on your cards. In addition to sending in your cards, you'll also have the chance to sell and trade them at MagicCon Atlanta, taking place from September 26th to 28th. Huge thanks to 3-for-1 Trading for supporting the Legacy community. Now back to the show.
Love that. All right. We won the die roll again. You love to see it. Malevolent Rumble allows us to play Undermountain Adventure on turn. I'm kind of kind of into that. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. We're gonna keep this. Mulligans to 6. Can we just be a fair deck playing against a fair deck? That's the real question here. All right. We're gonna drop a forest and pass turn. This way we can move around the worries about having, other colored mana. We don't have to worry about wasteland. We just play fair Magic the Gathering. Okay, so probably a Malevolent Rumble comes off, which I'm not even that worried about. If I'm making it to turn 4 and I get to just slam an Undermountain Adventure, things are looking good. So we'll see what the opponent wants to do here. There is also a possibility that I just draw one of my fast mana sources. In that case, I should have played the Savannah. Because if I draw an Ancient Tomb, then I don't get to play my Anointed Peacekeeper, which is a bummer. Okay, so he was worried about Anointed Peacekeeper. That's fine. There's an Archon. Let's play a Rumble in the Bronx. Spicy. Let's think about this. I think we just want to just jam, then jam, then jam, right? Make it so that my opponent has to have like 3 pieces of removal. Just make him keep having to have it. They want to waste removal on my Eldrazi spawn. Let them. Catacombs. Catacombs pass. Okay. Let's put a Taiga down. And we're going to play we have to play Caves of Chaos Adventure, right? If we're going to put down the Taiga. Oh, love that. Yeah. We'll go get a mountain here. And we're going to pass turn. Things are looking mighty sweet for us. We'll see how this goes for us. But love to have just a giant beater in play. Just slam and jam and welcome to the stands. My previous round opponent pulled a Phil, and just as soon as we got the initiative on board, they were like, I'm done. Okay, something weird's happening. Lotus Petal. Mox. Uh-oh. Yeah, I should have played the Archon of Emeria, I'm learning. Yeah. Here is Beseech the Mirror. Okay, well, we learned a valuable lesson. We didn't know our opponent was on Storm, but the Archon would have helped us out. Okay, Song of Creation. So if we get another turn, Archon is the way to go. Ugh, don't love this. Come on, draw blanks. Nothing but blanks. All right. We'll just F6 here and let them do their thing. Yeah, I should have played Archon. Lesson learned. What we got going on here? Burning Wish. All right, we're going to concede and move to the next game. All right. Couldn't have known, but now we do. Let's see. Activate abilities of artifacts. Yeah, that's something, right? I like that. That's probably better than something. So let's see. We don't care about removing creatures. We don't really care about that. A Voice of Victory doesn't really help us here. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. What about Touch the Spirit Realm? Touch the Spirit Realm isn't that good against this guy. So let's put a Bolt in and a Voice, and we'll swing it. At least with Bolt, we can bolt something. All right, now we really just want like a hate piece. Mulligan to some hate. That's what we're going to do. I will be first. Okay. That's not hateful enough. We're going to mulligan. That is not hateful enough, but it is something. And I think that's worth it. We're going to keep. Let's put one Seasoned Dungeoneer underneath. And we'll play this. We'll toss that. We'll play this and this, right? We got something going for us, and then we'll pass turn. We'll probably start off with Thoughtseize. I should have gotten rid of the land. Here's the Thoughtseize. There's the Thoughtseize. Yeah, I should have gotten rid of the land so I had 2 Dungeoneers in my hand. Wasn't thinking clearly on that. I thought I would need the land, but I don't. However, ooh, okay. I may discard 2 cards from my hand. I will discard 1. Yes, I'll discard that, and that's it. Okay. I think the thing to do here. Well, we definitely want to attack. Now, let's do this. Let's get a plateau, I guess. This, and we'll play under. Come on. All right, everybody back. Damn it, I did it again. Did it again, didn't I? Okay. Well, all right. All right. Well, that just means we have to play the hate. So there we go. Dumb of me. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt, but you know, what are you gonna do? Hopefully that they had like the wrong hand for Rest in Peace to hit the board. Could have won me the game by screwing up, so who knows? Opponent is in the tank. Chrome Mox. They were probably counting their storm. Chrome Mox for a suplex. Burning Wish. What are you burning for? Beseech. You got it. It had to beseech. Pyroglyph. God damn. A Pyroglyph is always going to be bad. So there is that. Okay, so I will attack. This time, I'll attack properly. There we go. Damage. All right, now we'll cast this for green, red. There we go. Pyroglyph's not going to do it for us, unfortunately. Yep. Let's get a force. And we'll see if we can make this work. Sad to say, it's not where I wanted things to end up. So we'll see if we can make this happen. Unfortunate. We've learned a valuable lesson against Storm. Assume everyone's on Storm all the time on Magic Online. That's the valuable lesson that we have learned against Storm. They're determining whether or not they want to keep it on top or throw it into the exile pile. They kept it on top. Hate to see that. Okay, we've got an Underground Sea. Opponent is casting a Dark Ritual that will resolve. We might as well F6. Like, we're fine to F6. We don't have any things that we do. We just attack. What's the face down card? Song of Creation. Hate to see it. Okay, they only have one card. What are they going to cast? Burning Wish. Again, hate to see it. I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they can make it work. We'll let them go all the way through it, though. Burning Wish's ability. What are they going to show us? Reverent Silence. Okay, Lion's Eye Diamond. Cast Reverent Silence, I guess. Thoughtseize. You can have my Pyroglyph. It's all yours. If he doesn't kill me, I win. Probably going to kill me, though. Got a Chrome Mox. Chrome Mox in the Mox Opal. Into a bunch of other cards. Keep it coming. Into another Chrome Mox. Oh my god. Are you just punishing me? I'll make you take this time, I guess. And what do we got? Anything? Anything. Okay, here comes a Beseech the Mirror. Sure you have it. Tendrils of Agony. They've got it. Okay, let's end this pitiful display. I should have mulliganed harder. All right, let's get to the next match. I should have played the Emiria on the first turn, on the first game, and I definitely should have mulliganed harder in the second game. So, noted. We'll keep that in mind as we move to the next one. All right, our opponent has won the play, and I am into this opener. I think this is good. So we'll keep. We'll get a Taiga here. Mulligans to 5. Good lord. Some shenanigans are happening. Okay, that's a choice. Turn 1, Scrabbling Claws, go. I will play an Arab Mesa and pass. A second Scrabbling Claws. Brutal. Okay. Let's do some fun things here. Let's do this. Play that. Choose Swords to Plowshares. I will do this. Let's get a Taiga, as I said before. We'll play a Adventurer. How do we like that? Scrabbling Claws. You got it. Claw it up. I'll go ahead and get Plains. And I'll pass turn. Pretty sick. Yeah, gotta get rid of all these Scrabbling Claws, right? Okay. At least I can make Anointed Peacekeeper a thing, right? Uh-huh. What do you got? Uh-huh. Yeah. Draw some cards. Seems like a thing to do. Pushed. Fatally. All right. I want... Which one do I want? I want... Lost Wall, right? Lost Well? Lost Well. Let's scry 2. Oh, wow. Comet, huh? For each card, put one on the top. Okay, so let's do that one. Put that on top. Put that on top. Then we're going to play this. We're just going to play Comet. Comet. No. Okay, Brainstorm. Okay. I was like, oh no. Can't even daze it. You got a Force of Will. I don't know how a fair deck beats a Comet. This card is silly. Let's roll. Okay, let's attack. Sure. When they hit, the initiative happens. Right? That's what happens. Oh no, the initiative only happens if something with the initiative comes into play. That's fair. What do you got? Assassin's Trophy? Maybe. Witherbloom Command. You got it. That's the sad state of things. All right. What's Goad or Stash? Let's Stash. We're gonna do it. What do we get? We got a 4. Choose a creature or player. What does it do? Deals damage equal to the number of loyalty counters. Take it. Take 10. We'll play a land. Let's cast this guy. Probably gonna name Scrabbling Claws. Yeah. Let's say Scrabbling Claws, and then we'll put a Barrowgoyf down. Sorry, a Pyrogoyf. New boot goofing over here. Yeah, there we go. We got it. All right. Let's bring in Blood Moons. They have a pretty greedy mana base. I mean, I don't know what else they're really doing, unfortunately. It didn't give me a lot of knowledge. It just looked like kind of a funky control deck. Let's remove one of these. Let's take out that. Put that back in. Okay, let's try that. This is fun. I like this deck. Not a deck I would normally play. I like to have counter magic, but sometimes you're just like, I'm playing hate. You can just be rude. How about Comet the Wonder Pup too? Just being like, slam it. Okay. I'm into this. So we can start with a Voice of Victory and then play Anointed Peacekeeper. I'm keeping this. See how that works. Okay. So this is interesting. What are you going to steal? Thoughtseize targeting me. What would you take? Wow. Okay. Interesting. That means, in my head, my opponent probably has it. But I'm going to do it anyhow. Great. We've got a Voice of Victory in play. Now, if I can pull up with an Anointed Peacekeeper in the next turn. Okay. I love this. Okay. Here's a Fatal Push. Yep. Could call that a mile away. We knew they had that. Okay. Now, we're going to play Anointed Peacekeeper. Will it interplay? A Daze could mess me up. Nope. Okay. So let's think about what we want to do here. Let's say Orcish Bowmasters for this one. Orcish Bowmasters. Do we care about Orcish Bowmasters? I don't think we do. I think ForceofPhils. Yeah, let's. What did I name? Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters. Good. I was like, oh no. All right. So I've named Orcish Bowmasters. That lets me have a 3/3 on the board that they really can't touch. What do we see? Okay, so they played the Catacombs. If they drew a blue card, that's a bummer. But, all right, let's attack. This thing has Vigilance. Got me all confused. Yeah, I'll play this. Probably want to Force of Will that, if you can. Yep, you do. Okay, so Force of Will's gone. And so's the Catacombs. They're going to try and find another card. So all they have in their hand right now is Orcish Bowmasters that cost 4 mana to cast. So that's fine. Now, I need a land so that I can cast my Undermountain Adventure. Oh, they did not draw. Ugh. Gross. Okay. So they can cast that. I'm not going to attack because they can just swing in with that. So I'm just going to, we'll just pass. We're not attacking here. We know what they can do. They have 2 Orcish Bowmasters in hand. We're not just going to attack into it just to make them lose an Orcish Bowmasters. Now, if I do get to put a card back up. What's that, a Fatal Push? You got a Fatal Push. Okay. So he draws a Fatal Push. Comet the Stellar Pup. Let's put that up. We're just going to cast Comet like maniacs. It's too good. We'll just do this. What are we going to roll? We got a 4. Yeah, slam him. Slam him for a couple. We're going to pass. We know what our opponent can do. We'll hold. Gonna pay 4 mana for Orcish Bowmasters. Yep. They're gonna do a point. They'll end up killing the Comet, which is a bummer, but it's kind of what we bought in for. Yep. There you go. You get to kill that. So we know we've got a Fatal Push and a Bowmasters in hand. That's not a problem. And then they get to attack in on that. So here's the thing. What I really need to have happen here. Yeah. There goes Comet. You're dead. Okay. I need a land. That is the land I needed too. There we go. We'll get a. Yeah, sure. Now, let's cast this. I think we kind of have to. There we go. Goodbye. I'm going to cast another Orcish Bowmasters. You got it. Yep. Oh, you're going for me. I mean, that makes sense. You got to go for me. Okay, so now it's his turn. You can attack in. I just don't think that's a great idea for you. What are we casting here? Travis, what is this? Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard that hasn't been chosen this turn. Treasure token, zombie druid. Okay, doesn't seem like a card that's going to do much against me. Tap. Yeah, we're going to forge. We'll make him a big boy, right? Let's do a malevolent rumble. Archon. Huh. What we got here? What are we looking at land-wise? We can just end the game with that. So I think we take that. And we just say, hey, you're never casting anything ever again. We're done. We're done with you casting spells. That should be game. Okay. Think we did it. I can't imagine they draw anything that can stop that from being a thing. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Well, that's what we like to see. Easy, decisive victories. If you're playing this deck, I think that's why you play it. Easy, decisive victories. 2 O's and O. Okay. This isn't terrible. We're going to play it. We're going to keep. We get a turn 2 Fable into a turn 3 Pyrogoyf, maybe. Always play Voice of Victory. We draw. We could easily draw a. Okay, it looks like we're playing against Brother Seamus here. Oh, okay, Lackey. Sure. Love that. You're telling me I don't have to worry about you doing anything goofy? Okay. Let's do that. We're going to put Archon of Emeria into play. Let's go Plateau. Play this. And throw down the Archon. All right. And all we want to do is be casting one spell a turn. One big behemoth every turn. Yeah. Badlands. You cast another Goblin. Doesn't want to attack into it, of course. All right. I'm going to play. All right. So I think what we do here is we just cast this. Right? Shoot the Lackey. I think our opponent's going to want to go to the next game. We're going to attack. And we'll just keep being bruteful. Opponent comes in with a 2-mana Goblin that can't be countered. You got it. And well, this is going to start feeling brutal. Okay. So, let's see here. Do we just I think the smart thing to do is to just keep Goyfin. 1 to the opponent, 1 to the creature. And we'll attack. My dude gets to cast a Muxus next turn. Seems bad. This or another goblin dies, exile top card as a goblin, you can cast it. Well, you're not casting a Muxus, so nothing to worry about there. Ignoble Hierarch. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell per turn. I don't know what you're trying to do. Just 1 spell per turn. There we go. They figured it out. All right. Well, I think that was fine. I think I just want to have more dudes, right? More chance of a turn 1 or turn 2 thing. And get rid of those, I think. And we'll try that. I think that's fine. Playing against goblins, I mean, come on. Not playable. We're gonna have to mulligan that. This is better. I even have a swords if I need it, so I'll keep this. Let's get the Arid Mesa gone. Hopefully they're not playing that kind of stuff. All right, Goblin, and we get to see Skirk Prospector. You got it. Skirk Prospector. All right, let's see if we can't get a plateau, huh? We'll play an Arid Mesa and we'll pass. What's sick is that a Clarion Conqueror solves this problem. It just means that you get a 1/1, which is not a big deal for me. Arid Mesa, fetch. What do you got? What do you have? Show me what you got. Okay. Once upon a time. You got it. Veil's Cavern of Souls. Sure thing. I'll take the 1. Okay. We will drop Clarion Conqueror off of a Savannah. There we go. No longer get activated abilities out of your goblins, and we'll pass. That stops my Skirk Prospector from Skirk prospecting. Now he's just a jerk prospector. Heyo. And I still get access to Swords Plowshares, which is great. Bombardiers. Don't love it, right? Okay. Yep. And he's gonna. I can't block. He'll throw the Skirk Prospector at it, I guess. Maybe. Okay. I'm content for that to not be a problem anymore. Okay. Let's put that away forever. We don't want that anymore. I hate it. Then we'll play the Peacekeeper, right? Who needs to counter things when you can just be like, you're not allowed to cast them? All right. We've got another Bombardiers, Matron, and a Stink Scrounger. Let's go with Bombardiers. Broadside Bombardiers, right? And we'll attack. Clear and Conquer coming in. There we go. Attack. Okay. Play a Stink Scourger, right? Okay, no, they're going to play the Mom. Gala Matron. You got it. Couldn't counter it if I tried. And they got a Munitions Expert. Okay. And, okay, so we know everything that's in their hand. Let's do that. And we're going to play this, my dude. This bad boy. Is it a 3/3? It is a 3/3. We're coming in. All right, you get to cast one spell per turn, my guy. All right, you got some things you can do, but you can only play one spell per turn. Total number of goblins you control. So we can play that and kill one guy. And it's got to be the Archon, huh? Yep. Nope. You're playing another. Okay, you got it. We're just playing the who has more goblins game. Okay, Muxus. Don't love that. Okay, obviously you're not going to attack in. Now the real question is can I keep up? Missions Expert is rough. Voice of Victory. I could cast both of them. That's a bummer. I will attack with all three. Attack with two. I'll attack with two, right? Then I'm going to play these bros. Can't play that anymore. I'll put that into play. We'll say human, I guess. And we'll pass. All right. That'll allow you to play two creatures. It's a lot to deal with, right? So Stink Scourger to bounce what? It's got to be Archon. If you don't bounce Archon, you don't get to cast anything else. Yeah, there you go. Stink Scourger for Archon. Then you cast Munitions Expert. 5 goblins. Okay. Hate that. Sack everybody for Muxus. That's dicey. I mean, I get it, but geez, that doesn't even win him the game necessarily. Yep. Muxus. It's your boy. Now, okay. What a blowout. That's the worst. Wow. Well, I mean, we got lucky there. They did not hit with Muxus. We know how my luck is with that sort of stuff. My opponents have this sort of negative entropy field where they just never seem to hit with cards that are pure RNG. So got that going for me. All right. 3 and 1 right now. Pretty good. Pretty good. Again, decisive match here. I just put in too many hate bears. There was too many things for him to have to deal with. Okay, you want to die roll? I will go first. Okay. Not good enough. Let's mulligan. Don't love this either. We're going to mulligan again. All right. We can keep this. Let's see. We've got to lose Undermountain and a Dungeoneer. Okay. That means we're doing... This is dicey. Land. Play this. All right. What are we looking at here? I think we want... Wow, we can just name anything here, huh? I guess we want Fleshraker, right? We want to name Fleshraker, right? And see how that does for us. Just dropped all our hands to play a Pithing Needle. A Pithing Needle on an elephant. It doesn't feel good. Untap. Okay. Well, let's go with Warrior, I guess. We're coming in. Pass the turn. Whew. This is one of those, good God, what are we doing hands? All right. Well, wow. Oh, it's a Barbarian. Okay, it doesn't matter anyhow. I needed land. I needed one more. In turn, make a guy. You got it. You got a dude. See a Caves of Chaos adventurer here. I mean, wow. Could we be so lucky? So we got some 3/3s, right? Sure. Can't cast anything. 4 force. Another. No. Suddenly outclassed. Okay. No. Okay, well, not looking great for us. I'll let my opponent do their thing. This is not where things are looking pretty bad. That was just a mulligan situation. Kind of is what it is. Let's see what else is in their deck. They want to pay 4? No. Okay. Yeah. Go get your gun. Sure. Name what? You gonna name Chromox? It's not gonna work. Windswept Teeth. Okay, yeah, you got it. Windswept Teeth is fine. Bashing in. Brutal. Making another one. Yeah. Harsh. Yeah. All right. We're gonna concede. Go to the next one. Woof. Like I said, they're decisive. Okay. So I think we want Clarion Conquerors. Of course. Wrath of the Skies. Hell yeah. Let's get rid of Fourth Aerlingus. I don't think we need this. I don't know about Firegoys in this situation. And what? Wow. Let's do that. Let's do that and just see how it goes. I think we're going to go first, obviously. So let's see what we can pull off here. Well, that is not a keep. We're going to mulligan. Okay. I like this a lot, right? We've got a turn 2 Clarion Conqueror and a turn 2 Anointed Peacekeeper. We're going to keep this. We'll get rid of an Ancient Tomb and we'll just say Tomb go. It's a bummer that like Archon's just not a creature, not a human, or if we get a planes, we're in business. Yeah. Okay. So I think we got to go Clarion Conqueror here. I think Anointed Peacekeeper has got to be where we do. So we got to say human. And that allows us to play the Seasoned Dungeoneer and the Chaos Adventurer as well. I think that's the only, like, that everything else would be insane. You just have to see if we can buy some time here. Okay. Let's look. What costs 3? I mean, we might just say Dismember. Let's say Dismember. Yeah, let's say Dismember. You need to pay 2 more for your Dismembers, which they might be able to do at some point, right? Next turn, they're going to get to pay the 2 more if they want. It'll cost them 6 mana, but that's just so that they can play Dismember, so that's fine. Basically saying you're going to have to spend a Dismember on this. I need a land so bad. I don't care what land it is. I would love a land that makes a white mana so that I can play Clarion Conqueror next turn. If they get rid of the... Yeah, if he hit that with a Dismember and then got rid of the Anointed Peacekeeper, we're doing pretty good. I should just name Tezzeret, but this puts him in a situation where he has to like be like, what do I want to do? Play Tezzeret and I just attack it. So what are we looking at here? We've got Kozilek's Command, Karn. I think he has to pass. There's not a whole lot you can do here. Okay. Horn. Fucking nice. Okay. I think we attack in first. Get the damage in. First get in the damage, then cast Thorn. Yeah, now you gotta do the thing. You gotta kill it. It did its job. That was a lot of damage. Clarion Conqueror next turn is going to be so good if I can just make it happen. Come on deck. Do the old F6 here. So they've used that. They've got the tomb in play. Urza Saga into Karn is something, but they can't because it costs 4 mana. I made them have to play Tezzeret, right? Gotta play Tezzeret there. Can't even cast whatever they get. It's an opal. Can't cast it. Costs too much. That will do it. At least it will get in. So what do I want here? I guess I want a plains, right? But I want to be doing massive damage to the dome. So let's go back. We want to be doing damage to the dome. Then we're gonna get a plains put in our hand. I can't do anything with that, and I pass turn. Right now they've got to be spending mana on stuff. It's a whole lot. Just in a massive amount. I'm gonna put a forge on that. Of course, creatures, planeswalkers, and artifacts are just boned here. That's great. And we know that they drew the, right, untap that. Sure, you got 3 mana, you got 6 mana. You're going to play a Karn, and you're going to regret it. Kozilek's Command, which would super suck for you, I think. You would be very upset if you had to Kozilek's Command this guy. I think you might have to. Yeah. Are you 1 short for the Kozilek's Command? Yeah, I had to pay the 7 to kill that. And I'm just going to play a Clarion Conqueror. Like a mean old man. Yep. Had to do it. Making some guys. Still can't cast anything. Pretty great. Okay. Untap. I guess now we do the Lost Well, right? Wow. We're going to put that on the bottom. We'll put that on the top. And we'll play this. And we'll play that. Just good night, I hope. Yep, got there. Woo! 4-1, though. Pretty sweet. Oh, we haven't won yet. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the next one. I thought we won. Got one more. All right. Just got to mulligan to those brutal hands. The hate. Clear and Conquer on turn 2. I like it. We're keeping Monolith. Don't love that. Tezzeret. Brutal. I'm tapping that. Playing something else. Okay. Let's do Forest Go. Clarion Conquer. Trying to conquer. I mean, this could be brutal. This early. Just doing so much stuff. Manifold Key. Rough. Yep. Tapping. Untapping. Right. Mystic Forge. Yep. Pedal. Hate it. Workshop. Exiled. Pedal. You get an emblem at the beginning of your turn. Put a +1+. Okay. I mean, I'm hating this, but I have an out. Manifold Key. Okay. Come on, deck. Okay. Yeah. Get to untap that again. I'm doing a lot of stuff. It's pretty rude. Karn. Out here, creating with Karn. You may reveal an artifact. I do not plan on letting you get, Mycosynth Lattice. Please don't have the mana to cast Mycosynth Lattice. Okay. Jeez. Okay. My turn. Sure, we'll play this. We're going to say Dragon. Hopefully they don't have it. Swords to Plowshares, get out of here. Come on. All right, you got me. Let's watch it. All right. Do all the things. Yeah, that's game. All right, game over. 3-2 though, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's go look at the deck again real fast. I tell you, I love the play patterns that this deck's offering. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Naya player by trade, but the wins felt hard, like they were locked in for wins. I didn't have to fight too much. And even against the decks that we lost against, we had game against those decks. If I'd have played the Archon of Emeria, we probably would have gone to a third game against Storm, see what happens there. And, our opponent just had the Dismember. So what can you do? I didn't have to mulligan to hate. I had a turn 2, what's called the turn 2 Clarion Conquer. So, kind of was what it was. But yeah, Al, this was super fun. I'm hoping to see something like this again maybe next month. This was a blast to play. It's way out of my wheelhouse, and I loved it. I had a great time. Everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Eternal Durdles is proud to be sponsored by Moxfield. Moxfield is the best Magic the Gathering deck building website on the internet. You can create, share, and find decks from Commander to Legacy, and even fan-supported formats like Pre-Modern and Old School. You can see all of our decks on our Moxfield. Follow the links below to stay tuned.
All right, what up, everybody? It's ForceofPhil back here on the channel for another donation deck. This is from our buddy Al, who has been on the donation deck list before, and it's my worst nightmare. This is my worst nightmare. This is everything that I've never wanted to do, and this was my fear of doing deck donations to begin with. Today, we have Naya Initiative with 61 cards. This is what's happening. We're doing Naya Initiative with 61 cards. We are a 3-color, 2 Chrome Mox, 1 Lightning Bolt, 3 Swords to Plowshares, bunch of 3-ofs deck with a Comet Stellar Pup, which I have to assume is the 61st card. And if this is the 61st card, okay, respect. If this is the 61st card, disrespect. If this is the 61st card, respect. All right, so what's this deck trying to do? This deck is trying to put one of these things into play. You just take the initiative. You take the initiative, and then we let the initiative carry us. That's what I'm presuming happens, because that's all that's ever happened to me. I will try and, apply some context to these games to make it not just me suffering. But otherwise, this is the plan. Make some mana, put the initiative into play. Your opponent can't do anything about that, and then we just hang on to it, and the initiative just does it for us. In the sideboard, we got stuff for combo. We got stuff for graveyards. We got stuff for artifact and other stuff. We got hate so our opponent can't play even further. And we got some Wrath of the Skies for like Urza Saga and such, because Urza Saga taking the initiative would be bad for us. That's it. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Thank you for the deck donation deck list. Everything that I've never wanted to do. 61 card Naya Initiative. We're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. Who's ever gonna believe that this is happening? Croonberries is the name of the deck. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Let's join a league here. Let's join a league. Fastest deck tech I've ever done. Because what is there to talk about? What is there even to talk about? What are we talking about? What do we want to talk about? We want to talk about we got 3 different initiative creatures. All 3 ofs. We got Giant Warrior, we got Human Barbarian, and we got Human Warrior. So like Cavernous Souls can name Human, but then won't be able to make our Undermountain Adventurer hard locked from Counter Magic. And then we got an Archon, and then we got another Human. So it looks like Human's the best thing to name. We got Voice of Victory, which is more Cavernous Souls. Everything about this card is terrible to me. We got only 2 Chrome Mox because there's only so many colors. We have to cast so many colors here. But like Malevolent Rumble, just as we're gonna find our initiative creature and then cast it on the following turn. This is gonna be great. You know what? This is actually gonna be great. This is gonna be great. This is actually gonna be great. We're gonna be great. We're gonna get our first trophy here on the Deck Donation League with this deck. All right, we are in against Tom Jab in round 1 with our Naya Initiative deck donation list. And is this good enough? Seems like it. We got a turn 2 play. We got a turn 2 play into a turn 4 play with a removal spell. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep our opening 7. Look at this, Arid Mesa. Gonna get ourselves a Taiga. Boom. Done. We know what our deck is doing, and we're gonna do it. That's it. Flooded Strand. What are you trying to do? You just gonna turn 1, turn 2 us? That would work. No, Dragon Rage Channeler. Okay. Okay. All right. Voice of Victory. Get ourselves a Taigi. I'm leading on Malevolent Rumble instead of Voice of Victory because we want to make the manas. We don't have enough. We didn't draw another land. We drew a second Voice of Victory, so this is good. They have the classic turn 1 threat Daze hand. We're not going to pay for it. So if we went Voice of Victory, like if they have the classic, just Dragon Rage Channeler into Daze Wasteland, our entire hand would have been uncastable regardless anyway, so that's okay. But fortunately, they did not. They're just Volcanic Islanding here. So now we're going to need to draw some land. They pondered, they dumped a Dragon Rage Channeler, and now they're a turn 2, 3/3. This card was super cool. Super cool that it exists. All right, Seasoned Engineer. We did not draw land, and so that probably seals our fate. Second Daze, very cool. We're having a great time. We're having a great time. We are making clinical classic decisions. This is a lovely experience. We're all having a great time. They're having a great time. We're having a great time. Actions don't matter. What are we even doing here? What are we even doing sitting here? We have only so many players. There's another 1-mana 3/3 flyer. And there's another land. We're going to just spend our mana, and we're in. We can't block 6 power in the air, but that's okay. What were the other options that we had? Unholy Heat. There it is. Unholy Heat, remove our creature. Would you have Swords to Plowshares that are there instead? All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, so what do we do against these guys? I guess Thorn is probably pretty good, considering that they're doing all the cantrippy stuff. I think Rest in Peace blanks a lot of what they're doing because they're Murktiding and such. I think, let's see here. What are the bad cards? Comet's bad. Undermountain Adventurer's probably bad. Pyrogoyf. Does Pyrogoyf go after any target? It sure does. Okay, so that's a removal spell. That's great news. I think Undermountain's probably not great. I think Anointed Peacekeeper's probably less good. I guess Blood Moon can cheese them. Can cheese a bit if we want to cheese them. Do we cheese? Are we cheesing? We can cheese. We can one-of cheese. We can do some cheese on the one-ofs. Maybe Rest in Peace isn't as good as I think it is. I mean, it turns off the flyers. It turns off flyers from flying. It means that the tokens don't have prowess on their cutters. We have no ways to blow up artifacts or enchantments. We can just touch it from the Spirit Realm. Let's play another touch. We'll touch. Just gets rid of an artifact or a creature, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, but we have to put in 61 cards. Because, of course. So what do we do now? What do we do because we need a 61st card? Do we just Comet because Comet's the GOAT? Yeah, Comet's the GOAT. We didn't come here to do anything but play. We came here to play Comet. This is the Comet League now. We're focusing on just playing Comet as many times as possible. Would you like to play first? Sure would. All right, turn 2 a thing. We're going to keep that. We got turn 2 a thing, turn 3 a thing. If we draw a color. We just got to draw a color and then we're fine. All right, Arid Mesa, it's over to you. Man, this is so much, like, one thing I will, like, actually boon about this deck is, like, obviously if it does the thing, it's very powerful, and otherwise you don't really have to do much. That's actually nice. It's like almost like it's like peaceful. Touch. Okay. We like touch. Let's get ourselves a plains. So, play an Ancient Tomb. Let's cast this Chromox. Exile non-artifact, non-land card from your hand. What is it asking me to do? Choose target artifact or creature. I don't know what it's asking me to do. Why is it asking? Trigger on the stack. Exile a non-land, non-target, permanent. What is it asking me to do? I see. I have to yield to this thing. This is a trigger I have to yield to. Dungeoneer, get in there. Wow, they had a daze again. They had the daze again. We got dazed again. Are we supposed to play around daze? Are we supposed to do that? I don't think so. I don't think we are, because what else are we supposed to do? I think we just jam. We gotta always be jamming. Always be jamming. We're just gonna take a turn off and let them wasteland our Ancient Tomb? No way. No way. We're jamming. Wow, they just run back the same hand. Run back the exact same hand as last turn. They got instant. They got sorcery. They got land. They're dumping a ponder. They got 3 types. Maybe we should have been rest in peacing. But we do have rest in peace in the deck, right? Let's see. Did we bring in the rest in peace? I think we did, because what else are we doing? Yeah, of course we did. Of course we brought in those rips. Wow, another seasoned Dungeoneer? Oh yeah, we're doing it. Cast a second one. Oh, they got a ForceofPhil, and now they exile the Blue Blast? All right. I guess you could argue casting this while the shields are down, because now we know that there's some number of those in the deck. All right. They got 5 cards still left in hand. We're down to 15. They got another Channeler. They got a land. They're fetching. They're going to fetch with some Channelers. Our decisions are just cast a thing. It's a blast. I'm having a great time. They milled the days on the first one. Where'd they mill on the second ones? The tension. They've milled a volcanic island. Okay, they're still not 3/3s. They don't have other stuff in their deck to make it up, to make them 3/3s. This is great news for us. Wow. We're down to 13. We're down to 14. Wow, so it's the Plowshares. Wow, though. All right. Do this. Cast that. I shouldn't have played the land. I shouldn't have played it. I should have waited. Wow. Am I supposed to fire off that Swords to Plowshares? Am I supposed to, just while these guys are on the ground, I'm thinking we got to just save it for a flyer. Ooh, Corey still Cuddy. Corey Cuddy. They got the Corey Cuddy. Corey Cuddy. Mill the Brainstorm. They're still not 3/3s. Wow. Oh, no, now they're 3/3s. Before this Corey Still Cutter touches the table, let's get rid of this guy so they can't play a counterspell and get a token. But they had the ForceofPhil anyway. They had it anywhere. Man, this is going to be a great fast league because we just have done everything we can do. Everything that we can do has been done. And now we're on a 2-turn clock. We're on a 2-turn clock. We are going to need to find some removable spells. They get to find a basic land if they got one. Presumably they do. They have an island. Are they going to waste us? Are they thinking about wasteland? They sure are. That's okay. We weren't going to use it anyway. We don't have the life for that. Wow, a Simian Spirit Guide. Let's get in there for the attack skis. We certainly are going to play that. All right, so they're at 11. So if we go into the Forge, they're dead if they can't kill us on the following turn. So we Forge. Get this out of bolt range. Play this mountain. Rip. Get a Plains. Cast the Simian Spirit Guide. And this is how you do it. This is how you win games. This is it right here. They have one. That's how you do it. We just did it. We did the thing. We're so good at this game. Okay. So do we play Wrath? Do we got to bring in Wrath on the draw? Just more removal spell skis? Yeah, what do we think about more removal spell skis on the draw? Do we like that? Do we like more removal spell skis? Double white is hard, but hey, we didn't come here with Naya Initiative to do anything other than essentially board into Boros Initiative. Man, these are bangers. Bangers. Oh yeah, this Thorn of Amethyst is coming down. We're keeping this. We got an Ancient Tomb. We got a We got 2 Ancient Tombs, Channeler, Bauble. Just always open up Channeler. When you always open Channeler, what can go wrong? Am I recording? Hopefully I'm recording. Hopefully this is recording. I ain't initiativing again if we didn't record. All right, they're looking at the top card of our deck. What do we got here? What do we got? How about a turn 1 Thorn? How about that? Yeah, you draw your card. How about Thorn? I'm not worried about this Chrome Mox. Don't worry about it. We don't need it. We don't need it. ForceofPhil. Never didn't have it. What they exile? They exile the Stifle. Were you trying to stiff the initiative? Who is the real villain here? All right, that'll do it. Wow, they kept on top with their ForceofPhil, and now they got a Brainstorm ski? Is this like what everybody else is experiencing? They're just like, yeah, I go, and then you go. And then I go, and then you go. And then I go. And then hopefully nobody goes anymore. That turn, we could have beaten the Days, hence not playing the Chrome Mox, but they had the ForceofPhil instead. Get in there for 1 ski. They're only on 3 cards left. This is going to be easy. It's going to be so easy, unless they got another Stiffy. Unless they're Stiffying again. Ooh. Only a man like me wants to take things slow and plow instead of doing anything else. What if we went Chrome Moxki, right? Imprint. No, we don't need removal spells. What do we need removal spells for? There's no need to removal spell. We didn't come here to removal spell. We're playing a Chrome Mox. Wait, what? What? What is going on? The Simian Spirit Guy was supposed to go in the Chrome Mox. And now it's saying it was exiled. And now I can't do anything. Wow, pretty unfortunate for us. Pretty unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. None of this ever mattered. When has anything ever mattered? We're in with the initiative. And now that's all she wrote. That's the game. That's the game. It's over now. We are the champions. Oh, man. What an abomination this is. Look at this thing. Look at this wretchedness. Look at the disgusting design that this is. This is so cool in a world that's not ours. All right. If they can get 2 more types into their yard. No, they need 1 more type. They only need 1 more type. Oh, no. They only need 1 more type. What are we going to do? They only need 1 more type. And then they can take the initiative. And then we'll just take it back because these creatures are untouchable. Can't be blocked. Protection. Unbelievable. They were like, you know what would be sweet? If we just removed blocking as a mechanism from this combat-based mechanic. What if we just removed all of the parts of combat from this combat-based mechanic? Are they bolting face? They're bolting face. They've lost hope. They've milled a Blood Moon. Now there's... Wait, do they not have 4 types? Artifact. Instant. Enchantment. Oh, they don't have 4 types, but now they do because they're going to cast whatever this is. Nope. No, they don't. They're looking for sorcery. They're looking for sorcery. They found an artifact. That's not going to do it. That ain't going to do it. That ain't enough. This game's over. This game is over. Oh, yeah, this is over. Always yield. This game is done. We worked so hard. Forging. You got to do multiple clicks to do a thing. Wow. 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 All right. All right. We can Pyrogoyf. What does this do? Whenever you attack with a cleric, rogue, wizard, or warrior, it explores. Wow. Wow. Let's explore. Get in there. We're exploring. We drew a forest. Just like they expected. They expected us to be playing forest. And that'll hit them. All right. Now we're going to play this mountain instead. We're going to go mountain. Ancient Tomb. Chrome Mox. Pyrogoyf. Slamming 4 drops. What are you going to do now? This game is over. We had mana. We had 4 drops. Who needed this removal spell? It never mattered. Never even mattered. It didn't even matter. I was thinking about things. Why was I thinking of choices? Just play the thing. Just cast the busted thing. You just do the thing, and then what else are you going to do? You do it. You play the initiative. You take it. You take the initiative. Is the initiative the mechanic or word in Magic that has the most language tied to it? Like, you just put in the Undercity. All the words on the Undercity are all baked into... All the words on the Undercity and the rules text of the Undercity are all baked into the single word initiative. I guess you could argue that it's called taking the initiative, but I don't think so. I think that's just lingo. You could say when this enters the battlefield, initiative.
Since you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe to the video. It helps the channel grow.
Support Eternal Durdles on Patreon so we can create even more content and cover events.
Patreon supporters get an ad-free RSS feed. You can even join our deck donation tier to get your very own episode.
Join the Durdle Maniacs at patreon.com/eternaldurdles. Now back to the show. It sounds weird, but you could do it that way. All right, do we have stuff? We don't have any stuff. With no stuff, what are we supposed to do? We're in round 2 here against Akatarna of our deck donation league with a 61-card Naya Initiative deck. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on here. Okay. We're keeping. We're going to put back Arid Mesa. We don't need that shit. We're obviously keeping Cavernous Soul. This card's busted, especially against a blue deck. Wow, Tamiyo. Can you believe this card exists? Can you believe this exists? Can you believe this is legal? It's unbelievable, right? It's unbelievable this is legal. Doesn't deal combat damage, though. You know, no combat damage. Can't take the initiative. What it can do, though, is just draw half a library for a single blue mana. It's pretty good. Wow, can you believe this exists? Can you believe this isn't like, you know, when an ETBs make a clue and then like has power equal to the number of clues or something instead of, you know, just draw a card every single turn? Pretty wild. Pretty wild. They got the, you know, fast start. So, you know, they got the fast start. That's what it is. And that's what it's going to be. The game's about this now. Can you believe this card exists? Wow. All right. So we're gonna fetch. We're gonna fetch ourselves a plains. We got a plains, and now we malevolent Rumby. Wow. Anointed Peacekeeper can turn off that Tamiyo. But aren't we supposed to just be clocking? But we don't have the fast manas for clocking like that. So we might have to take the Anointed Peacekeeper and go human. But then this is a giant warrior, and this is an Archon. This Cavernous Souls is taxed. It doesn't have to be that way, but we've made choices. We've made these choices. These are the choices we've made. So I think we got to go Peacekeeper, right? And then we turn off this guy, right? Peacekeeper. Okay, we got a Rumby. We got the Malevolent Rumby. This is going to be too easy. You guys sit back on your blue cards, but I just got this 0 mana Rainbow Land. Wow, a Thunder Trap Trainer? You think your Thunder Trap Trainer is going to be able to do anything against this 0 mana blank your library? They got a Flame of Anur. You got a Flame. All right. Okay, so they got a Flame of Anur, which means, what do we do? What do we do then? Are we supposed to do something? What do we do then? What do we do now then? Do we play an Anointed Peacekeeper? Do we touch this to the Spirit Realm? Do we play an Undermountain Adventurer? Do we Cavern Archon? What do we do? What we could do is we could tax that Flame of Anur. Spells of the Chosen Name cost 2 more. That's so much. So much. What if we did that? What if I named human with this? Yeah, what if we did that? What if we did that? Is that too cute? Should I just be slamming and slam, but then they get to kill it? And then they get to take the initiative. And then we're behind. What do we draw? Maybe our draw steps change things. Nope. Human. Make white. Cast this. Can't be countered. Good luck. Flame of Anur. Wow, your Flame of Anur costs so much more now. Good luck. Good luck. If they want to spend their turn, wow, they didn't get a red source. They have a volcanic island, but they didn't get the basic. Wow, they're up to 8. They're going to draw half their library. Swords to Plowshares. They're just drawing half their library. They're going to draw half their library. They just flip this on turn 2. Can you believe this card exists? Crazy that this card exists. Am I right? Pyrogoyf. Nope. Fable. Well, they drew us Swords to Plowshares, and now it looks like the game is over because they draw half their library. What a sweet game. What a sweet, awesome game. All right, on to the next one because they get to draw half their library. All right, so what do we do against any of that stuff? I guess that's good. They got a bunch of basics. That ain't going to work. Thorn seems like where we want to be. Put it right in there in our mana base. What else do we want? What else do we need? What else is interesting? More than one spell? They don't need to cast more than one spell. They're interested in casting only one spell. I think we just slam otherwise, right? This is it. That's the Thar she wrote, right? Thar she wrote. Thar she is. I don't think any of the removal spells matter. I guess we got to deal with the Tamiyo somehow, but it's probably going to be attacking, right? We got to attack the Tamiyo. Tameo we gotta be attacking. Attack the Tameo. Clarion Conqueror. We need one more card. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be another touch? We just play touch, play some touches. Yeah, let's touch. Let's touch some Spirit Realms. We're in. We would like to play first. All right, so we play the initiative, they flip a Tameo, and them's the games. Welcome to the format. Do we keep this? Do we keep a turn 2 Thorn? Turn 2 Thorn, and then, we tax our Fable, and then can't cast our Fables? Sweet. Molsky. Is this any better? We got some Caverns. We got some Cavern of Souls. We'll keep. We're gonna keep. We'll keep. What are we gonna put back? It looks like we put back do we want a Fable under a Chromox? Or do we want to just play creatures? Probably want to develop, in which case we're going to put back Peacekeeper. We're going to put back Peacekeeper. No, we're going to put back Conqueror. No, we're going to put back Keeper. Either way, one of these fables got to go under the Chromox. This name's Dragon, this name's Human. Do we just hope to draw land? No. We can't hope to draw land. We'll put back Conqueror. Done. F6. We have no decisions to make. Wow, they also just played a land and passed. And now we have an Ancient Tomb. And now we have the Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb Peacekeeper. They didn't crack their Scalding Tarn. Choose any card name. You have 2 Scalding Tarns. Am I reading this right? Activated abilities of the sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless their mana ability. Scalding Tarn is not that's not a mana ability. You have no manas. They have no manas. And they just realized it. Wow, they drew a Caracas. They just drew a Caracas for turn. Wow. All right, what is this name? Giant? Dragon? Giant. It's got to be Giant, right? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 manas. Giant. Then we go cast this Chromox, and there she blows. Now, this player just... Akatarna just it lands off the top. Just nutting the lands off the top. How do they crack a Scalding Tarn? Oh, they're cracking it by paying 2 manas. Wow. We're bringing the beats. We're bringing the beat downs. They just drew another land off the top. They are really good at doing this. They found a Swords to Plowshares. It looks like it's all coming apart. No, it's not. It never was. It was never doing that. We always had it. We never didn't have it. Find ourselves a mountain. This is a human bard, so we got to choose this cleric. What is the revealed card? Show me the revealed card. Touch the Spirit Realm. Put it into the graveyard? Do we want to touch the Spirit Realm into the graveyard? Yes. Wow, they're going to block. They're going to take 5. Play this mountain, go. Now they get to play Swords to Plowshares for 2 manas. Drew a Plains. Really good. Really good draws. Doesn't matter. We got the initiative. Doesn't matter. What are you going to do now? Sword's gone. Thundertrap gone. Still got the Scalding Tarn in hand. Got a Snapcaster. They can Snapcaster. But it costs 4. It costs 4 to do that. This Thorn of Amethyst. Too strong. What are you supposed to do now? Oh, they're going to come in? They're going to attack? Why would you attack? Oh, because you want to try and take the initiative? Do you think I won't block? Do you think that that's not who I am? Don't you understand this has vigilance? Wow, Karakai? Wow, they got to play a blocker. Don't you understand this is futile? We forge. Into the forge. Oh, and that's the game. Too strong, too powerful. Too strong and too powerful. We need not do anything else. We're running it back. We made all the choices. We put the initiative into play. They didn't crack their Scalding Tarn. They still hit all their manas. Wow. All these 4 drops. So many 4 drops. Wow, all these 3 drops. So many 3 drops. Well, these are not hands we win with. Okay, so we got to keep a Cavern. So we're going to keep this. And we're going to put back. We got to put back 2 cards. So if we go Ancient Tomb, Cavern, Chromox, they fight over the Chromox. But if we go Ancient Tomb, Savannah, Clarion Conqueror, turn 3, so we put back Chromox and an Ancient Tomb. Wow. Ancient Tomb. Tammy Symbioski. All right, well, now what do you want to do? What should we cast? We got a Power Growth. Doesn't matter. We cast the 1 spell we can cast. But do we do it through a cavern? No, because they just plow it. Bing, bang, boom. Clarion Conqueror. All right, so they're just going to play a removal spell? No, they're not. They certainly are not. Yeah, they are. Yeah, there it is. They got the flame. They're just flaming it up. Nice little 3-for-1 right there. Flaming it up. Good thing we, like, you know, didn't have choices. Otherwise, I would have been like, man. All right. All right. What do we do now? Let's get this Caves of Chaos Adventurer onto the table. Can't be countered. Figure it out. The initiative has been taken. All right, we are in. Akitarna has got to figure it out now. They 3-for-1'd us. They got this thing on the table, but they aren't rebuying a removal spell. They're not interested in that. They got other things going on. What do they got going on? What are they doing instead? What are they going to do instead? They're going to do another flame? Wow. Wow, Tamio drawing the library versus us. Always yield. All right, so now they're just sitting on a couple of ForceofPhils, and that'll be the game? Probably. Probably. So we want to... What do we want to do? The Lost Well is never correct, right? It's pretty much never correct. We got to get aggro. When we Lost Well, is there ever a world where Lost Well? I mean, what do we even need to draw? What can we even draw here? We already have an Anointed Peacekeeper. It's like just another Cavernous. No, Cavernous Soul with Anointed Peacekeeper is going to resolve, and then they're just going to remove it again. So what do? We gotta get aggro with it. We're going in the Forge. Always be forging. Yeah, when you're unsentimental about this, you can't trick yourself into making the wrong decision. Clarion Conqueror. That's powerful wizardry. So what do we want to do? We can cast one spell. We have access to cast one spell. So what is it going to be? What's it going to be? It's going to be this human cleric. We got to get on the board. We can't have it get countered, so we won't let it. Spell Pierce. Consign Prismatic Ending Dress Down. All right, so I guess it's... They can cast... Prismatic Ending no matter what, but it would be their whole turn. It would be their whole turn, but then they can also just pick up a Flame of Anor. So it's got to be Tamio, Seasoned Scholar. And that's it. That'll do it. That's the whole turn. We had a critical turn. Didn't matter. Our hands were turned face up. So now I get to play Prismatic Ending. And then they get to put Tamio up to 8. And then we have to play a Clarion Conqueror. They have Pierce and Dress Down. But they can just dress down this Clarion Conqueror and then draw their library. Trap you. Okay, so now we can cast one spell. We have access to one spell. What's it going to be? What's our one spell going to be? We can go into the archives and draw a card. It looks like it's got to be Powergoyf just to check this thing. But they got to dress down. So it doesn't matter. So this game is over. All right, here against Tony Scapone. What up, Tony Scapone? Here with our deck donation in round 3, we're playing Naya Initiative, and we are at the mercy of what this hand is going to do for us, which is not much. So, against Tony Scapone, we know he's doing something combo-y, and this is not going to do it, so we got a Mulski. Does this do it? Yeah, we can keep this guy. We can keep this. We can keep this. We can certainly keep this. The question is, this red mana has to go under this Chrome Mock, which means that we're turn 1 breaking, turn 2 dungeoneering. So we have no time for this Voice of Victory. Done. We're fabling, and that'll do it. What a turn. We just 3 men on turn 1 who knew was good. Who knew? And now we just hope it carries. We are at the mercy of whatever Tony wants to do. Tony, have your way with me. Treat me right, though. Treat me well. Treat me kind. We like to see that. We like to see that. We can discard 2 cards. Okay. Yeah. Yes, we would. Do we want to draw 2? No, we want to draw 1. Human. This is a Goblin Shaman. Always yield. Let's get ourselves a mountain. Make a treasure whenever I attack. And that's it. Now we get to F6. Tony Scapone, go for the kill. Gotta go for the kill, Tony Scapone. Tony, you know you got to go for the kill. Would you have peace kept on turn 2?
Man, this format. Look at this. Look at this format. Look at what we get to do in this format. We both just get to goldfish each other and then look over at the wall.
Wow, he founded the One Ring Forge. Into the Forge. The One Ring. Wow, and Arid Mesa. Did we have a good time? Has this been a fun match? I do a thing, he does a thing, I do a thing, he does a thing. I was on the play, so hopefully that's the end of the thing. Tony Scapone, you and I were dancing, bro. You and I were dancing, we were just on opposite ends of the dance floor. Hopefully, like, you just come back and figure out the way to kill. because you still can make a bunch of manas. You have so much manas. Too bad this thing doesn't allow for blocking. You know that like mechanic that is involved in combat, the blocking mechanic? This doesn't allow for that. None of that going on. Domum. What does this do? Each player can cast more than one spell each turn. Non-basic lands my opponent's play come into play tapped. Okay. Is there any decisions to be made? Yeah, probably. What if we tap? Choose another non-legendary creature. All right. Pyrogoyf sucks. 4th EO. Nah. 4th EO maybe. Voice, nah. We do need to get rid of the Flesh Reikis, don't we? Touch gets rid of stuff. We got to get rid of 3 cards, fam. What are they? What are the 3 cards? Probably something on the expensive side, yeah? Probably something on the expensive side. Sorry, Stellar Pup. What 2 cards come out now? Can Blood Moon hose them? Is Blood Moon a hoser here? Blood Moon might be a hoser. All right, we'll keep a... All right, we need 1 card now. Pup, you're back in. Let's go, Pup. All right, Tony. Let's see if you and I can invite each other out to actually dance together this time. Nope, definitely not. Sorry, brother. No dancing for us. Wow, just Ancient Tomb on Ancient Tomb. The most incredible magic. The most incredible wizardry that we've ever seen. He's got forces. All right, what'd he pitch? He pitched a Paradoxic. And now he's in with the Flesh. And now he's got a Lotus Petal. Now he's got another Lotus Petal. This guy, this Archon, 4 manas. Wow, he drew the 1 ring. What are we supposed to do now that he's drawn the 1 ring? We take the initiative. And the initiative just fixes mana problems because, of course. And now we sit back because they have protection. Gets to draw a bunch more cards with the 1 ring. What do we do? A second 1 ring? How can there be a second? How can there be more than 1? It's the 1. But now there's 2. It's the 2 rings. It's the 2 rings. Forge. Into the forge. Into the forge. Okay, so what is actually the critical thing? Do we touch the Spirit Realm this 1 ring? Or do we touch the Spirit Realm this Flesh Raker? Because we're at 10. Drew into the sink. Had the sink into the stoop. Another fleshy. Wow. We've never seen it before. We've never seen it done. But they have protection, and so we don't have a choice. Time to go to creature. Interesting decision. Is it? Is this an interesting decision? We could. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We can 2 spell this turn. Wow. Wow, but we can't double white spell. Unless... Oh, no, we can because we have this Archon. So why do we want to do this? Okay, so we're dead. Because he gets to Kozilek's command this Flesh Raker. And there's nothing we can do. Is there anything we can do? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything we can do. Kozilek's command costs 2 more, but... So we go to 2, and then we die? All right, so... Guess we do gotta make sure that the fleshy doesn't touch the tabby. I think as long as the Flesh Raker doesn't touch the table, we're gold, right? So 1 ring and Flesh Raker can't touch the table. We're at the mercy of our draw here, but we're not putting back a turn 1 Thorn on the play. Against ye old Tony Scapone. If we hit a fail rate, so be it. Yes. Yes. The perfect mana base. I think we gotta name Urza Saga just because we gotta maintain this board here. Creatures are going to get too big too fast. All right, we found a source of plowshares on top to try and tax this Flesh Reiki so we can forge. This is 5. We can trap. This will be 10. They're at 12. We can sandbag this Ancient Tomb. We just got to not die this turn. Please share in the comments, were there any decision points made along the way? Would you have named anything other than Urza Saga with the Anointed Peacekeeper? I think if we didn't, we'd be dead. But is there anything else? Was there anything else? What else could we have done? Yo, to be fair, this deck, this shit ain't hard. It ain't hard, but it's powerful. But it ain't hard. But maybe this is we should just get rid of it. Get rid of initiative. Ban it. Get it out of the game. Not for because it's too powerful or whatever. Just because what is this? What even is this? Anyway, back to the positivity. We're crushing. We're crushing. Look at this. Look at this Peacekeeper doing anything other than keeping the peace. It's a Peacekeeper, but has square statted vigilance to attack and block, like all points of combat. What? I guess it's satirical. Voltaic key. All right. He is declaring an attack. We go to 5, and that's where it's going to be. But it don't matter. It don't matter. Does he have a sink? He's got a sink in the stupid in the hand, though. He beats me. He beats me because he can just bounce this, and then I can't attack with it. He can bounce, and then I can't attack. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Urza Saga better than the rest. Forge. Into the forge. Okay, so they get to make a construct, put us to 2. Or we could Swords the Fleshraker in response, in which case they have 2 8-powered dudes, in which case we can't attack, but we got to get rid of the Fleshraker. So it's got to be here, and then we got to survive a turn. At least. So this will be 5, but then that won't be enough. So we got to sit back. They know about this Swords the Plowshares coming in on their fleshy. But if he wants to sack this pedal, it's going to cost him some power and toughness and the all-important blue manas. That's our boy Thomas Capone want to do. He wants to sack this pedal. He wants to make a construct. So instead of making another construct, which would just clear my board and then we die, should make it an unblockable. Tony's Capone. All right, so the last round was Urza Saga versus Initiative, and turns out Urza Saga is just more goated. We lost because 2 Urza Sagas. All right, we're here against Pickled 6 in round 4 of our deck donation league with Naya Initiative. Doing all kinds of wacky things like playing 61 cards. This is my nightmare. Thank you, Al, for the deck donation. Let's go Pickled 6. All right, we got a turn 2 Initiative. We're in. Turn 1, I guess we're just holding up Swords to Plowshares. We got... No, we can't do that. We can't even do that if we want to go turn 2 Initiative, which we do. But what if they wasteland us? What if this Underground Sea deck wastelands us? Then what? Do we have to go slow? But if we go slow, that sucks. We could just lean into counter magic. We could just not play around counter magic. All right. Figured if we were playing against Entomb Reanimate that we got to hold up Swords to Plowshares and not get wastelanded. Because now they're just going to reanimate, and then we're going to need to figure that out. All right, so they had Entomb Reanimate, Force blue card, and that'll do it. All right. So we want these rips. Bolt ain't doing nothing. Guess we can cheese them on the play. Malevolent Rumble too slow. Pup too slow. Fourth too slow. Pyrogoyf ain't doing nothing. Thorn's reasonable. Need 2 more cards. Guess we go touch. And all right, 4th for Chromox value. It was a much better opener. Gonna dump this Blood Moon. Or do we dump this Adventureer? Dump this Blood Moon, right? Argument there potentially is to play the Anointed Peacekeeper, but I want to, turn off counter magic. I ain't trying to walk into a daze because I can pay with through the Thorn. That's a Plateau, not a Taiga. Let's see what they're working with. That Fatal Push is certainly going to cost you more manas. Tamio. Undercity Sewers. Wow. No blocks. No blocks. Always yield. We're certainly going to forge. Where are we forging? We're forging onto our Voice of Victory. Wow. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Well, they can do stuff, so let's get in there. A Blood Moon. We're just straight blocks. Straight chumps. Wow, they drew a ForceofPhil. What did they pitch? Pitch Brainstorm? No. Yeah. Pitch that Brainstorm. Played the Sewers. Played the Delta. Oh, they just drew Entomb? Just drew Entomb Reanimate? Pretty powerful. That'll do it. They're at 3. They take the thing. We discard a Archon. And our only out is nothing. Trap. I guess a Pyrogoyf. Pyrogoyf off the top. Nope. Another Archon. All right. Welcome to our final round with Naya Initiative 61 card special. Can't keep a hand that doesn't do anything. But this hand has to do something. It sure looks like it. We're going to keep that. We got a bottom what? Okay, well, we want to keep a Cavern, but the Cavern is taxed on a bunch of different things between Lurgoyf and humans and Archons. I'm going to say Archon is our best. We're going to curve. We're going to go Archon into Dungeoneer, so Pyrogoyf goes down, or we could put a land down. But if we put a land down, then we are at the mercy of drawing a land to cast the other thing. But I think that's okay. Or we could put down this Plains, fetch this Plateau. Seems more reasonable. Let's have a castable Castable hands. Got a Shadow Spear on turn 1. We like a Shadow Spear on turn 1. They're like, Arid Mesa, what the F? What the actual F? Arid Mesa? But now we're probably deaded. Probably done deaded. Thought Monitor. Yeah. They got a flyer. How are you supposed to beat a flyer with the initiative? Get ourselves a Platy. A Palati. Archon is in. Archon blocking this 2-3. This 2-2. Ooh, but how do we ever beat an Urza Saga? Ooh, Shadow Spear on the Thought Monitor. How do we beat Urza Saga? Not quite sure how we ever beat an Urza's Saga. All right, well, this Paragoyf is too small, so we're going to go Cavern. Human. We have taken the initiative. We're going to forge onto our Archon of Myria. It's not 4-5 in the sky. We can... What can we do? Voice of Victory. We can Paragoyf. Paragoyf is just a 2-3. This is about to go and become an enchantment into the graveyard as well. Man, these Urza Saga decks, just the Urza Saga playing itself. Just make things that are better than everything else, and then just do a thing, and then tutor your library for whatever problem you need solved. All for the free mana of 0.
Swords was a good draw, but we don't have any white manas. Oh no, we do have 1 white mana.
Okay, how do we do this then?
Well, we got to start here. We got to take the initiative back.
Okay, they're at 11.
And we don't have access to Ancient Tomb mana, so we play this.
What if
We plow.
we can't 2-spell. 2-spelling not allowed. So if this can block this could block this, or we could go block, kill this thing. So we need to go Paragoyf. But then they just get to suit up Trample. They had it anyway. Blood Moon doesn't stop Urza Saga, so it don't matter. Bolt ain't good. Wrath of the Skies against the Sagas. Clarion Conqueror against the Artifacts. Hell yeah. Archon, fine. Sorry, Comet. Sorry, 4th. Sorry, Under Mountain Adventurer. Paragoyf seems soft, even though it's a removal spell. Maybe Bolt's just better as a removal spell. Maybe we want to get aggro with it. Maybe we want to get more removal. Yeah, this exile's a construct. Done. We would like to play first. Here, with our deck donation, we got a turn 3 too slow. All right, okay. Okay, we'll keep this. We'll throw the Rumble back down. Done. Thorn on the board. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 flyer. How do we beat that? How about we turn off all of your artifacts? No mana's for you. But they got Dismember, and now we die. Now we're dead. Because we can't take the initiative against flyers. Now we're just dead. No. It was a good run. It was a good run with the initiative. 61 card initiative. We had a good run. We had a real good run. We had a good run, but that run is over. Or is it? Maybe we come back. I don't know. As long as they don't draw Urza Saga, maybe we got a thing. Maybe we got something. They're at 14. You know, they're going to take the initiative, but then we get to take it back and forge. Never mind. They got a Kappa Cannoneer. Now we can't win. How do we win? How can we beat this guy? Straw Swords, Plowshares. Oh, could I blocked? I could have blocked. That's all right. Clarion Conqueror. Guess I needed to play my creature first so I could forge onto it, but that wouldn't have mattered. This thing is too big. All right, we haven't lost Weld yet. I never think it's correct, but we're doing it. And we can only single spell once again, so we shall. All right, so they get to make a thing. It becomes a 6/6. They attack for 6, 7, 8. Trap us. And that's lethal. All right, so they're attacking for 7. All they got to do is, all right, fam. It was a good run of it. We won forward. We were on a hot run up against Tom Jab, and then the wheels came off. But this was another deck donation. Thank you for the deck donation. I'm sorry if I didn't have much to contribute to this deck. There isn't really much to contribute to it beyond, like, it's probably better as just Boros. It's probably better without Paragoyf. You definitely need, like, you know, the Lotus Petals and, like, the max out on Chrome Mox and max out on Fourths or whatever to pair with those Chrome Mox, or, you know, however much of this guy. But, like, you know, for the most part, like, this should be just jamming on 1, jamming on 2, hoping it's good enough. And then if it isn't, then that's it. And that's the whole deck, it seems like, as a strat. All of the stuff that, like, all the green just got in the way. These additional copies of this guy, it's like, if we're not playing the Simian Spirit Guide as additional fast mana, but I think it's reasonable to do that. Like, if you want to just play 4/4/4 on like 12 initiative creatures, play all of the spirit guides, play the petals, play the chrome moxes, and then just you're jamming and you're just speed jamming. And then you're just turbo initiating and you're goldfishing every single round and nothing matters. And if your opponent has any way to disrupt it, so it goes, and that's it. That's all there is to it. The initiative doesn't really allow for much flexibility beyond that. At least whenever I play with or against it, it just slams. And if it's good enough, it's good enough. And if it's not, it's not. And it's contextual now based on where the format is at. And Urza Saga's a beatdown. We didn't run against Bowmasters, but it probably would have been a beatdown taking the initiative. We ran into that new warp creature for artifacts. It was immediately took the wind out of our sails of not being able to hold on to the initiative. Voice of Victory, probably don't need it. Removal spells, probably just want like Solitudes. Maybe going into like one rings or whatever, just more 4-drops. You're just being Mr. 4, but aggro, but like a way to go up on cards. It might be maybe interesting, especially if you're fast mana, but that's what I got. Thank you all for the donation deck list. If you want to submit a donation deck list, just head over to patreon.com/eternaldurdles and you can sign up for that tier. If you want to see me play interactive games, throw me something interactive. This was a lot of fun in that I had never really done it before. I'd never like earnestly played a full league of initiative. I did back when White Plume Adventure was around, but that was nutty. That was a nutty time. That was back when like Expressive Iteration was around too, so that was crazy. But I haven't played any since because of my disdain for the mechanic. But it was cool to get a little run. It was cool to get a little run with something that's not Pounded Brainstorm, and I appreciate the look. I appreciate the opportunity to do it because I never would have done it voluntarily. And so getting this opportunity, this is the first time where it's like, oh, here's a deck that I otherwise wouldn't have ever sleeved up on my own to try, and getting this opportunity to do that. It was a trip, and let me tell you, playing different kinds of Magic, it opens your mind a little bit. I think that I would just like, if this is what the deck is doing, then this is what the deck should do, and we should max out all of the capacity to be able to do the initiative. And so all this other stuff that's not mana for the initiative or the initiative itself, it doesn't need to be there. Let's get it out of there. But thank you very much. I'll catch you on the next one.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button.
You can also support us on patreon.com/eternaldurdles, which now offers the new deck donation tier. I'll play literally whatever you want.
So brew your spiciest or stock us up with a stock list.
I'll literally play whatever you want.
Thanks for watching.